Hi folks, it's Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave. You don't know how good it is to actually be doing a video today. Over the past week I've had some technology problems, so I've not been able to do any videos, and I was very disappointed not to catch the live broadcast of Simon's Catch Up and Cars interview with Ryan Cormac Carr. Although I have since watched it on the replay, and it was very good. It's a shame I wasn't there to take part in the live chat, but anyway, here we are, and I've survived the big freeze that we've had here in the UK, and I've not really got anything organised for this video. I just wanted to come on and say hello, and I'm still here, and I'm still very much on my tarot journey, and still very much want to be taking part in the tarot community here on YouTube, and I want to thank you for all those who've taken time to watch videos that I've done, and have made comments, and I've really enjoyed interacting with you. And even though I've only got a handful of subscribers so far, I'm amazed to even have that handful, and I'm very grateful. And anybody that takes the time to watch my videos and even remotely has an interest in what I've got to say, thank you. Thank you for taking part in this journey. If you've looked at my videos so far and, well, they're not for me, I can understand that because they're very basic. As I say, I'm at the early stage of my tarot journey, and that's fine. But anybody's welcome to my channel, and to make comments, and I'm sat here shuffling cards because I'm going to actually do a reading by the end of this video, and I'm going to do it sort of interactively with you, and I want to invite comments from you on it, because there's been something underlying within me that's been a bit niggling me recently, and I'm going to do a reading on it and see what the cards have to say. And it's the best way forward, and you know, that's what the tarot is for, isn't it? To give us guidance when we need it, and to reveal to us things that perhaps we can't yet quite see or won't admit to. So anyway, over the past week, when I've not been able to do videos because of the problems that I've had, that I mentioned at the beginning, I've had time to reflect on where I am so far on this journey, and what's going well, and more importantly, where perhaps I'm still a little bit frustrated or unclear, or, you know, little niggles as a beginner, that, you know, I'm still getting to grips with. And I don't want to become too negative, and this isn't a complaining rant. Anything that I say from now on is purely from the way I'm feeling, and my perception, and is in no way a criticism on this wonderful community that's very accepting and helpful, and it's just how I'm feeling at the moment. And if something resonates with you, then fine. And if you have any advice to give, then please. I'm pleased that I managed to do. This will be my 7th video since I can't quite remember exactly when I started, but I'd say perhaps within I've been doing for about a month or so. I think I started my first video about a month or so ago. Somebody else will probably tell me more exactly. I meant to look before starting this video, but you know how it is, things go out your mind. So, yes, so I managed to do those videos and I've had positive comments on them, and so that's really good, and I found them really useful, and my tarot journey is going well. I'm enjoying using my Legacy Divine Tarot deck, which I did an unboxing of, and I'm really connecting with it, and I've started, and you know, keeping doing my daily draws along with the Psychic Tarot Oracle. I do the 2 cards each day, and post them to my new Instagram account, Sound of an Ocean Wave. Just plug that. And you'll see what cards I'm drawing each day, and I put a comment as to any thoughts that I have about the cards that I've pulled for that day. It's there as a record to see how I progress, and it's also there's a record to look back on and see how my interpretations have been borne out by the experiences that I've had. So yes, I've got along with this Legacy of Divine Tarot. So this brings me to my first point about decks. I did it in my one of the early videos I did. I said I hadn't got many decks. This I've got this one. I've got my Rider-Waite-Smith deck. So but I've got a Rider-Waite-Smith deck then, and I also got the Gilded Tarot deck. So that's the 3 main decks I use, as well as the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. And you know, someone said to me, well, you only need 1 deck, and you do only need 1 deck. You can do readings perfectly well just with 1 day, but you know, it's like you might only need 1 deck, but if you can have more than 1 deck with different aspects, different perspectives, different imagery, and if you can work with them, then why not? You know, and I have been thinking about getting another deck, and but it's a bit like there's that many decks to choose from, but then so few that I seem to connect with, and the ones I do connect with, something holds me back from purchasing them. It might be the image of a particular card puts me off. Some of the decks I might like the imagery, and then this is something that as a beginner can be a little frustrating, a little puzzling, and although I know sort of the basic reason why, it still is a bit of an issue for me, that where some decks will, it's to do with the numbering of the Strength card and the Justice card, whereas a traditional Rider-Waite-Smith would have it at number 8 for the Strength card and at 11 for the Justice card. Other types of decks will have them reversed, and things like the Wild Unknown, for instance, which I thought about purchasing, and then found out that was the case with that, and being used to the traditional Rider-Waite numbering, and still learning, and would getting a deck where the two cards are reversed in the numbering, would that confuse me? Would that cause a problem for me? Do I need to be a bit more experienced at reading tarot to be able to switch to a deck with that? How much of an issue is that going to be? I don't know how other people have dealt with that, and that work with both types of decks. So that's one puzzling thing for me at the moment, and any advice on that would be very, very welcome. So things like that, and I'm aware of this that we're now in March, and it's March of the Pips, and Pip decks and all that sort of thing. I like the images of the Pip decks, but the very first one I bought all those years ago was what we described as a Pip deck, a 1JJ Swiss tarot deck. But at this stage in my tarot journey, I'm still very much building my knowledge and experience with the Rider-Waite system, and although learning how to read Pip decks is a future possibility, I think for now I think I should just wait until I've progressed further with the Rider-Waite Smith's system. Right, now I've shuffled the cards plenty, and as I said, there's something underlying that's niggling me at the moment, and I don't know what it is. And I thought of a 3-card reading. One card representing the mind, another card representing the body, and another card representing the spirit, which will include also the emotions, and obviously they interlink between two, but the 3 parts of being, as it were, and to see if I can pick up on anything in any of those areas, whether it's a mental niggle, or if it's a physical thing, or it's something spiritual, emotional. And so let's do the reading now and see what we get. Okay, so I'm going to choose the 3 cards, and the first card for mind is, don't read reversals. That's the other thing as well. No, I think I had it right from the first time. That's right. It's because the image is different in the Legacy Divine Tower. It threw me. Yeah, so that's the mind, the tower. Yes, I don't read reversals. That's the other thing. Should you, or should I? At the moment, while I'm still learning these things, I think I should just stick with not doing reversals, although I won't rule it out in the future as a progression of my learning. But at the moment, I'm choosing not to. Again, any thoughts on reversals, and feel free to comment. So anyway, that's the mind, the tower. So there we go. So we'll take that card, and the body is the Magician, and spirit is the Emperor. So let's have a look at these and see how we can interpret. The Tower, sudden change, removing of anything that isn't solid, wrong thinking, old types of thinking, so a mental shift in the way that I think about things. And yeah, that's true because it is how I've in my experience, that's what's been happening to me, that the my thinking has been challenged quite dramatically, and a lot of old sort of thinking structures have collapsed, and new ones are being built. So that is true. That is a good card to have. That sums up what's been happening mentally with me. To the body, physically, to the magician. I'm not quite sure how that relates to the body. I don't know. Let's have a look at the image. These test tubes and elements and getting a sense of blending the right things together. So maybe it's elements of the things that would affect me physically, like diet and exercise, and I need to work on those. Definitely need to work on those. I do have a weight issue. I have thyroid issues. I'm on medication for. I'm on medication for other conditions too. So it might be to do with medications as well, and how they affect the body. Maybe I need to look at the medications I'm on, go and see the doctor. I don't know, to see if they're in the right balance. Maybe that's what's the issue. I don't know. So I think it's looking at maybe need to look at the whole aspect of how I take care of myself and my health, etc. And the spirit, the emotional, is the Emperor. Now then, to me, the Emperor is about order and authority, and maybe I know that sometimes I can hold things in and be too structured and serious, and maybe it's that to let loose a little more as do the opposite to the Emperor. Maybe it's telling me that I'm a little bit too restrained, reserved, and need to be a bit more expressive, a bit more carefree, a bit more fun. Maybe there's an element of fear of yielding control in some way. I don't know. I welcome any thoughts on that, but that's what I get. So I think basically in pinpointing where the needle might be, I think there's two issues there. There's the dealing with the way that I deal with emotions and balance it with being logical and orderly and structuring things, and also being able to go with the flow, and also then need to make sure that I'm taking care of myself, that I'm not neglecting myself, and that I'm reaching out for the help I need to meet my physical well-being needs, like the right medications, the right treatments, etc. So there we go. So I think the first card with the mind is just telling me what's been happening with me, and that it's okay. Don't panic. On what, the way that your thoughts, your ways of thinking are being challenged. See it as a good thing, because what's left when the old ways are removed is a good foundation to build on. And one of the main things that through other cards over the past few days I've been saying is put the past behind you. Don't let the past hold you back from experiencing the present and moving into the future. So I think this is taking apart the negative parts of the past so that they don't chain me to the past, and so I can build and move into the future. So that was a very useful reading for me. I think I gained a bit of clarity out of that, and I hope you enjoyed the reading of that. As I say, any comments on it, put it in the comments below. I'm conscious this has become a really long video because I've rambled on, and I probably haven't said much at all that's of any use to anybody. I don't know if I'm going to actually post a video. I probably will, just to see what responses I get. And I just wanted to say hello to you all. I am planning to do a couple more videos of particularly with my tarot goals, what I want to achieve in the coming weeks and months, and the way forward, and my vision for how I want my journey to progress. And I'm also wanting to do a video response to Brian Cormac Carr's latest tag, the AM/PM tarot practice or whatever, routines or whatever. I can't quite remember the type, but I shall do a response to his latest tag, and I've seen a couple of responses already, and they've been very good. And I feel like doing one of those because I do have some things I do in the morning and I do at night, so to share there, and things I'd like to do to build on that as well. So let's end this video by saying I'm really enjoying being part of this community. I hope I'm considered to be part of this community. The newbie sometimes always feels that perhaps he's still, got to earn his stripes to be accepted, etc. But that's how I tend to feel about things. I always tend to feel as if I'm still on the outside no matter where I am. And that's probably something that I need to deal with as well. So any thoughts on that? Comment on as well. So it's been good to talk and talk and talk and talk. So I apologise for the length. If you've stayed with me so far, well done and thank you. I'm much appreciated. So until the next time, take care everyone, and I will see you soon. Thank you.